I'm Caressa Jackson and welcome to Heart of the Home. Today I'll be cooking from the kitchen at Meadow Hall at the Meadow Event Park. Today we're going to be making a fresh strawberry jam that can be frozen or you can use 24 hours after the recipe is made. Strawberries are one of Virginia's favorite pick-your-own products and you can find them right now at any local farmer's market. They're sweet, so this recipe also can be made as a sugar-free version for people who are diabetic. But this version we're going to make with a lot of sugar. So we will begin with about 1.5 cups of fresh strawberries. There really is no rhyme or reason to how you're going to cut these strawberries. You just want to make sure that the bottoms are off and that they're cut into very small bits because we're going to end up crushing them with a potato masher. If you have kids at home or if you have nieces and nephews or grandkids that like to come over, they really enjoy the smash part. It goes over really well. I tend to cut mine in half first just because it gives you the option of then cutting the strawberry in fourths after that, and that makes much smaller pieces. And once they've been cut the long way, just bunch them up and then just cut very small pieces. All right, that's about all of them. And you want to put them over in a deep bowl because if you put them on a flat pan or if you put them in a shallow bowl, sometimes the juices, depending on how juicy the strawberry, will bounce back at you. So you want to start to press firmly, and you'll start to see the juice coming out in the bottom of the pan. All right. They don't have to be completely pureed because some of the best parts of the jam are the strawberry chunks. At this point, we will take 4 cups of granulated sugar and pour it into our strawberry mash. And then we will mix it with our strawberries. You're going to get a nice, pretty pink color. At this point, we will let the strawberries and the sugar sit for about 5 minutes, but this will give you some time to grab a pot, some mason jars, and your dry pectin for the next step of the recipe. All right, well, it's been about 5 minutes and now our strawberries have pureed just a little bit, but we still have some chunks. So what we're gonna do now is create the jam mixture. We will start with 3/4 cups of water and 1.75 ounces of dry pectin. We will stir this just a little bit and eventually it's going to form something like a jelly, but we don't want to make it too thick because we still have to add our strawberries to this mixture. Let me tell you, dry pectin is not one of those things that you find in the seasoning aisle or the baking aisle or the anywhere aisle where you think it should be. So here I am running around the grocery store trying to find dry pectin. I'm asking the grocery store clerks, do you know where the dry pectin is? Nobody knows. I guess nobody uses dry pectin anymore, like it just doesn't happen. Come to find out, you can find it near the aluminum foil even though it's made for fruit. Don't ask me. But I hear you can also find it at any hardware store in your canning section. So now you know, don't run around the grocery store like me, looking like a crazy person. So we are now to the point where we can add our strawberries into the mix. There's lots of thick sugar at the bottom of this, so make sure you get it all out. And cook this over medium heat. You don't want to make it too high because you don't want to scorch the bottom of your pan. We're going to bring this to a boil. It'll cook for about 3 minutes or until all of the sugar crystals have dissolved. What you will notice once it starts to boil and bubble is that there might be a pink film that rises to the top, and it's up to you whether you want to take it off or not. I'll show you a way to get it out very easily without having to spoon it out like my grandmother used to do. My grandmother used to skim all the foam off, but if you're just making a jam, it doesn't matter. But for a jelly, you want to make sure that you're getting all the air pockets out, so it's really important for you to skim it all off the top. After we brought this to a boil and we stirred constantly, we turned it off of heat and let it sit for about 3 minutes. The reason we do that is because you don't want to bust your jars open as a result of the high heat. So we'll place a large mason jar inside of a deep bowl. You can use the same bowl that you used earlier to mash those strawberries because sometimes this gets a little messy putting a wide pot against a smaller jar. So go ahead and add our mixture. And sometimes you'll need a spoon just to guide it in. You want to leave about an inch at the top of the jar. The last little bits of strawberry. Awesome. And then we will close our jar. And this will need to be refrigerated for 24 hours. After the 24-hour period is completed, if you don't want to use it right away, you can stick it in the freezer and it's good for up to a year. All right, once your lid is on tight, you can go ahead and take it out of the bowl and it's ready to be refrigerated for 24 hours and then served or frozen. Here's a jam that's actually been setting for 24 hours and it is ready to serve. Just want to show you what it looks like when it comes out. You can serve it with your favorite kind of bread, or you can just eat it out of the jar. I used to do that a lot when I was little, got in trouble all the time. Don't tell anybody. And here is your fresh strawberry jam. I'm Caressa Jackson for Heart of the Home. Come and get it.
Recipes from the Heart of the Home can be found on the Virginia Farm Bureau website at vafarmbureau.org.